So if you haven't, or you're not currently using Tactical Arbitrage, you can get a 10-day trial at ShawnMayo.com and use Shawn Mayo for the coupon code. So everybody should be able to get up and running at that point with Tactical Arbitrage. Now, if you want, you need help getting it set up or getting going, we cover pretty much everything in a free video course on my website, ShawnMayo.com. There's tons of courses there, and all the tools we use, software and hardware we use for our Amazon business, a huge list of restricted items and all kinds of other great stuff. And you can register for free, access all that stuff for free, including a course on Tactical Arbitrage, showing you step-by-step how to set it up, how to do everything. We are going to be launching a very intensive 5-week webinar series that in a couple weeks that will take you through every setting, everything, show you how we source, how we find hundreds of good items every day to buy, more than we can possibly buy using Tactical Arbitrage. So stay tuned. We'll talk about that later on at the end, but we're really here tonight to talk about all the software tools that we use for Tactical Arbitrage, that we've built for our own Tactical Arbitrage usage. Chris has made some, I've made some, and we're going to talk about other ones like Storefront Stalker Pro that Nate McAllister made, and how we use them, because Chris helps a lot of people, I help a lot of people every day with Tactical Arbitrage, and most people aren't really using these tools the best that they can. And you really may not need every single thing out there, as far as third-party applications, depending on how you're using your business. And especially with my lists were never made to be something for you to take that list and scan the whole site. You should be scanning, you should be breaking those lists down, you should be scanning what you're interested in selling. Even sites like Walmart and Target have a lot of stuff that, you're not going to sell a refrigerator or furniture or couches or recliners probably on these sites, on Amazon. So you don't need to be scanning those items. I think the best thing we can do is start out with what you need, what you don't need. I know there's a lot of questions about my list and the other things available. So, and don't worry if you miss any of the links. We're gonna, as soon as the video is done rendering, which will be in probably 24 or 48 hours, we're gonna send out an email with links to everything we're gonna talk about here tonight. So Chris, before we get started, what do you think the major pain points from all the people that you help with Tactical Arbitrage might be, as far as the party are available?
First, I'm just not sure people know how to necessarily break down, especially the lists, which I find to be useful because I like to go to bed and run a search and just have something waiting for me in the morning. So maybe breaking that down is one of the major things, because a lot of people are like, hey, I uploaded it and it stopped at 400 lines and wouldn't let me do any more. And it's like, well, you really need to take out what you don't want. And then one of the other places I see is people are not really sure what to do with the information from Storefront Stalker Pro and all the different ways that they can utilize it inside of Tactical Arbitrage to be able to make money.
Yeah, definitely. And that's what I found myself as well. It's it's a real pain point, and it's something that we constantly have to help people with. And based on the issues that people have had, finding your products, that's definitely something that Chris has developed a couple of third-party tools that work great with tactical arbitrage, a couple of Chrome extensions and I'll let him talk about those in a moment, but they really make things go a lot faster as far as finding gift cards, finding the cashback sites, and if you're doing retail arbitrage, finding those type of items in what stores and where you're at locally. First, Chris, would you mind sharing your screen and showing us exactly how your extensions work, and as far as tactical arbitrage goes?
Yeah, of course, absolutely. All right, so if we let me close that. All right, let's just say, for example, that we're doing a search on tactical arbitrage, and I don't know. You know what? We'll do one I know will come up with a product really quickly. We'll do Walmart. The first one I'll show everybody is Rev ROI. That's my favorite extension that I've built, and we won't break down a bulk list or anything, but we'll just do a toy. Let's just say we find this For Real Friend Star Lily, I guess, this magical unicorn. It's sold and shipped by Walmart. So the first thing that I would do is, if it's already profitable, I want to see how I can make it even more profitable and increase my competitive position on a product. That way I can position myself to not have to worry as much about price erosion, and I can still make a profit even if there is some price erosion, as we know happens on Amazon. So the first thing I do is I'd click Rev ROI. And what we're going to see here is we're going to see all of the cashback sites, most of the cashback sites. And of course, everyone has heard of Ebates, which gives you a whopping 1% at Walmart. Some people I know had never heard of Top Cashback, although that's one of the bigger ones. A lot of people have never heard of Swag Bucks. And they're not as big, but they offer a large percentage on a lot of stores. So in this particular instance, Swag Bucks is going to give us 7% cash back if we go through their portal. And all you have to do is click on the link, or click on this little graph right here, and it will take you to the Swag Bucks portal. Now, the next thing that you can do is you can click on discount gift cards, and it's going to show you which websites have discount gift cards available right now. And that's part of the reason that this is a little bit slower than we really want it to be. Sorry, guys. This is one of the reasons this is a little bit slower than we want it to be. We moved this to an Amazon server, but we wanted to pull all of this information in real time rather than have it be an hour or 2 hours old. So we can see right now that Raise is at 3.4% off, and you can just click on that, and it's going to take you right over to Raise and let you see everything that's available to purchase right now. And we can see 3% right now. Walmart is one of those ones that sells out really, really fast. So even at 3.4%, they just go quick.
Yeah, I would say if you can get 3% off at Walmart, 3% is usually the highest it gets. And you can look at the averages, but if it's over 3%, I would buy it, if you're going to be buying them. So, some places, Walmart's probably one of the hardest ones. I mean, it's so popular.
Exactly. And I do always set alerts on these, and I get them. I have it set up so that when I get an email from one of these gift card places, it actually sends me a text message. And even by the time I get the text message and get over to the site, when Walmart's at 5% off, it's gone. So, but TJ Maxx, for example, you can get those at 20% off on a fairly regular basis as long as you keep your eyes peeled and use Rev ROI. Let me get back to the right place here. Technical arbitrage. Okay, so the next extension I have is BrickSeek, which I actually have hidden. I may need to come back to that one because I need to reinstall it. We had to do a little bit of updating, and I haven't reinstalled it this afternoon. But what BrickSeek will do is, just like the website brickseek.com, you can actually take an item from any of the supported stores, which are Walmart, Target, CVS, Home Depot, Lowe's, Staples, and Office Max. And you can actually pull up in multiple zip codes where or what stores might actually have something in stock. So, for example, I'll actually use an example that Shawn and I did via a private message a few weeks ago. Walmart was clearancing iPads at $74, I think, if I'm remembering correctly. And so he shot me the link, and I threw it into 10 different zip codes in the state of Ohio to see if I could find it. And it just pulls up 10 tabs and allows me to see stores within 50-mile radius of those zip codes, and I can pull back what's in stock and what's not in stock. Now, we are at the mercy of the Walmart API, and we're at the mercy of the Target API. So whatever information they give us, we give you. So if it's not 100% correct, that's on the side of the retailer, not necessarily us. And then the last extension I have is kind of a reverse Keepa. It's called StockUp. And let's say, for example, the example I used yesterday with a friend when I was explaining it is Blueberry cereal. Blueberry cereal tends to tank every year because so many people hop on it. However, right now, if you actually have some left over that's not going to expire in the next 90 or 120 days, it's profitable again. So what StockUp will do is it will track that for you. You say, I want this ASIN tracked, and I want it to tell me when the price goes back up to X amount of dollars, and then we shoot you an email when that happens, so you know, hey, I've got this stock sitting at my house. It's time to send it in now.
Yeah, and that's definitely a great tool, and I'm really not sure why Keepa or other software hasn't used that.
Yeah, I have no idea why they haven't pulled that into their system yet.
And one thing to note, currently all these extensions are a one-time price. It's not a monthly subscription. And we do a lot of retail arbitrage. Of course, I have a mastermind group, and we have tons of people all over the place. So I can check lots of zip codes. I know people everywhere. So if I'm not finding it all over Florida, and Valerie's in Chicago, and Chris is in Ohio, and lots of other people I know, if I got a really good deal, like those iPads, we can look at all those different areas, because sometimes some of these deals may only be regional. So if you buy everything out in your area, why wouldn't you want to share the wealth and share it with somebody in another area, especially if you're getting iPads for $74, or, if an item's ranked 600, everyone you send to Amazon is going to be sold as soon as it hits the warehouse. So, it's not like you're selling one a day, because a lot of these hot deals are going to be hot on Amazon as well. And, those stores that are, supported are just going to, be liquidating their inventory, or, a newer version of the product came out, or it's discontinued. It's usually not because there's some kind of problem with it. So we're talking about very little money overall. Even if you average it out over a year, we're only talking about a few dollars a month. But, and next year it'll be free, and the year after as well, of course. Those are a few great tools. The next thing I wanted to talk about, which I think everybody here probably is using, it's always on everybody's mind, is the lists. So I'm going to share probably what's one of our most popular lists, so nobody gets upset that I'm giving away information they paid for, and that's going to be Walmart. And there's a few reasons why I want to talk about Walmart. And here's the Walmart list. I usually sort these by the biggest category first. So as you can see here, and I actually started a tool the same time Tactical Arbitrage did, but over time, and it was just for Walmart. So, if you source at Walmart a lot, I think we had a lot to do with that, because I did share, a lot of information with Alex on that, and he was happy to add the API search. So that's why the only store in Tactical Arbitrage has a web-based search and an API search. It's called Keys. So the one that says Keys uses your Walmart key, so you can set up your own key, put it into the Walmart section of your settings, and now one of the issues with Walmart is they don't show you the whole store. All they show, or a whole category or a whole search, they only show you 10,000 items. So if you've done a lot of searching at Walmart, you may notice there's only 25 pages that it shows. There's 40, when you do a search, it shows you 40 products on that search page, and it'll only go up to page 25. So what that means is you get 1,000 products, no matter how big the search is. Now, if you look here, when you do the API search at Walmart with those keys, it will return 100 items per page. So if you look at the first one, it's home decors and rugs. So this may not be good for Amazon, but it's good to show you exactly what you're looking at. So if you did a search on the web, you would see return 25 pages if you looked in this subcategory. 25 pages with 40 items, 1,000 items. Now, you can see here there's actually 1,000 pages, not 1,000 items. So, and this is at 100. So that category actually has over 100,000 items in it. It's actually, 101,800 or somewhere in that range, just in one subcategory. So from all the work we did with our own software, I can tell you that that Walmart has over 4.2 million items in its database. So there's a ton of items, and if you're not using the keys, you're not seeing most of it. And if your competition is, then that's they're getting a huge leg up on you. So I'm going to go over and show you Tactical Arbitrage now. Now, if we look at Walmart, there's a keys and a regular version. So if we look at the regular version, it's going to show you a full URL, the full web link, and you can see at the end is these numbers. Now, if we switch that over to the Walmart keys, we're going to see it just uses the category number. So if you buy my bulk list, and this Walmart's the only one well, there's a couple that we do this with, but we're going to follow whatever template that Alex has set up. So another note, if you're new or you haven't started Tactical Arbitrage yet, you have to follow the rules that are put in place. So you see the keys version only uses this category number. You can pull it out of the URL, and as you can see, this is the URL, this is going to be the keys. A number, underline, another number, underline, another number, and that's what you're going to put in. So if you're using the keys version, we're only going to need this information, which is available in our list. Now, if we just go up one to Walmart, you can see it's using full URLs. But then if we go over to a site like Target, you're going to see it's only using these 5-digit codes. And if you go to any category on Target, it's going to have a URL, and it's going to have an N dash a 5-digit number, usually at the end of the URL, and that's what you're going to use in here. So each and every site is different. Most of them don't need these codes. Most of them can use the full URL, but some of them do need them. So if we go back here, you're going to see what a great advantage. If you're using my list or not, you're still at a great advantage by using the Keys version. It takes a few minutes to set up your account with the Walmart developer site, and then you're going to be able to use this. Now, as far as the site, most of these are sorted by the page, but what I really recommend is if we sort it by this is the full name category that we're looking at. So what I've done here is I've sorted it by this, and we've set it up so it is sortable. It's, you know, video game / the subcategory / subcategory, and so on until you get so you can look at all the video games. You know, you can look at all the toys. You can look at you know, sports or food or whatever the category is, and this works with all of the subcategories. Now, if you buy lists from other people, you may not get this full information, but with me, I thought it was very important. If you do got a list of codes and a list of starting and ending pages, this isn't going to be useful to anybody unless you try and run this whole list. And do not try to run my list as a complete thing, unless, you know, it's very small, 30, 40 categories. There's a handful of them that are like that. But as you can see, the video game category, you're not going to run the same as the toys category. If you have just as an example here, if we had a video game, anything in Amazon's video game category ranked 5,000, you know, that might sell one a week if you're lucky, but a 5,000 ranked toy on Amazon may sell 100 of them a day, or maybe not that many, but, you know, at least 40 or 50 of them a day. You know, and it depends on what time of year. If it's in Q4, it's probably selling 100 of them a day. So, and, you know, clothing and shoes, all of these are different categories. These are categories on the source site, but they're usually going to match up pretty closely to what you see on Amazon. So what you see in sports, you know, isn't going to be the same as pets. You know, home improvement has whatever it's up to, 15, 20 million items. You know, and something like video games has, I haven't even looked lately, but maybe a couple million at the most. Some of these smaller categories are under a million items. So you don't want to run all of these together, and you really can't run a lot of these. Some of these category lists have up to 10,000 different categories in it. So the next thing to note about these is that, you know, you really want to break these lists down into what's going to work best for you. So, Chris, I don't remember exactly what the limit Alex had raised this to, but okay, so you can only upload so it's 400 for the bulk, and it's also 400 for the library now. Yeah. So you can only upload 400 categories. So, you know, some that'll work with, some it won't, but you know, I think that's a big plus, because you don't want to be running these as a whole list. And I don't want you to break this down into the first 400, then the second 400, then the third 400. It's not going to work for your business. You're not going to get good results. You're not going to find what you're looking for. You know, if you want to look at babies and toys together, well, that may be a good list to pull out of this. But, you know, don't put food and video games and clothing and, you know, and toys all together in one list. The same way you would search normally, and especially books, you know, 5,000 in books isn't the same as 5,000 in video games. It's probably two opposite ends of the spectrum when looking at that. I mean, at 100,000, you may sell, you know, one or two a day. At 5,000 in video games, you might sell one or two, you know, a month, if you're lucky in video games. So you really need to build your own set of, you want to build your own set of filters You can create your own save filters. This is just my test account, but you can make your own filters. So if you want one filter for video games and you name it for video games, and you name another filter, you know, for books and shoes and clothing. And that's what most people don't do. They're trying to run the whole list as a complete thing, which of course don't work. It's limited to 400, and you don't want to. You can only run a list on Tactical Arbitrage for up to 48 hours. So at 48 hours, it's going to cut off. So if you have a category with 100,000 items in it, you may not get through one line in 48 hours. So as I said, the best thing to do, I'm selling you a complete list. I'm not selling you something just to upload into Tactical Arbitrage. I'm selling you a complete list of every subcategory on Walmart, updated regularly, free updates forever. And on top of that, it's going to, it's complete. It's every single subcategory that has more than one item in it. So if it had one item in it, we don't give it to you. If it has two or more, we're going to give it to you, all the way up to, as you've seen, 100,000 items in the one category. So you're going to be able to then take this list and break this down into 10 or 15 lists that you want to run. So when you want to look at all the books, when you want to look at all the video games, you're going to pull that list out and you're going to run it. And of course, I wouldn't say you don't have to run each category separately, but break it down into things that are going to go together. Break it down into things that you think are going to end, you know, within 48 hours, so nothing gets cut off of there. Because currently there's no way to, you know, to know when something ends. Obviously, you can see books does have a lot of subcategories, and there's a lot of 1 and 2 pages, but some categories have, you know, hundreds and hundreds of pages, you know, 229. So clothing, then bags and accessories is 229 pages, and you multiply that by 100. So that's, you know, almost 23,000 items just in this one category. So it's going to run one line, 23,000 items. It's going to compare each one to Amazon. And then if you're checking, you know, against the other stores, it's going to be checking whatever it is, 300 plus stores now. So there's a ton of searches that it's doing just to do one single line. That's probably one of the biggest questions. You know, my Tactical Arbitrage just froze up. It's only done 3 lines and it's been a whole day. Well, you know, it really depends on how big the line is, because if you're doing this one, which you shouldn't be searching for straight talk phone plans, but as I said, we've included its complete list for that store. So you need to look and think and use common sense to decide what you want to be searching for. You may not want to look for cell phone accessories, but somebody else may, you know, like to do cell phone accessories. So, you know, that's going to be their main search. So look at what works for your business. You know, this whole list isn't something to look at as a whole. And if you need help or questioning things, or, you know, pull out the furniture, pull out things that, you know, if you find a lot of mismatches, and something that we do that I probably haven't made a video about, but I should have. You know, if we're searching a site, if we're searching Walmart and we find a ton of mismatches in clothing, and Walmart doesn't usually have much great for clothing to sell on Amazon anyway, you know, we'll pull that set of categories out of our search, delete them out of that list, and we don't look at them again. You know, if it's just mismatches are okay, but if the mismatches don't turn into something good, if we don't get good stuff out of there, along with dealing with the mismatches, then we're going to stop searching for it.
Yeah, exactly.
Can you hear me when I asked real quick? Just, you sorted that by the most amount of categories, right? That's how you sorted it?
Well, you make the list, and that's how you actually sort them.
Yeah, okay.
Or maybe that's how you get them, and that's what happens to them. They're usually sorted, when you get them, it's usually sorted by the last page that's biggest. Now, if you want to sort it by full name, you would just sort that column. I mean, you know, I shouldn't really have to teach anybody how to sort something, but, you know, it depends what you use. You know, everybody has a different spreadsheet viewer. We're in Microsoft Excel right now, so it's very easy. Go to data and, you know, click the sort button. and then it's going to sort by whatever it is. So to upload this, you got to make it less than 400 lines, delete this column, and it's ready to upload. We've already put it in the exact format that Alex requires for tactical arbitrage. So you don't have to take this and copy it into a template. We start with Alex's template every single time, a brand new copy of the template, and we put it in here. And of course, they're all tested before we use them and all that. We've had very little issues from anybody, and we have either close to or over 100 different stores now. Basically, every store that does UPC matching, we have a list for. And if there's something you want, just ask. Can you send me the link to them? Okay, so we've done a ton of videos on this. There's a video showing you how to just do Walmart. There's one just doing Target. We don't do a video for every single store, but we have videos for lots of them. And it's all free on my blog. Chris did a blog showing, going over a lot of the things in tactical arbitrage. He can post that in the chat. And we've also done gone the other way, and I make walkthrough videos showing you how to do that. It's all in the video course. There's a lot to cover, so we're going to move on a little bit from the lists. But that's a general rundown how I think that how we use them for our business, why we created. Of course, we were using these before we were selling them. We found a need, and we were already creating them. And then after talking to Alex about it, we decided to to sell them to people. Obviously, some of them are $10. I think the most we have some that are like $35, but they have 10,000 categories. Think about how long it would take you to put together a list, even if you're making your own scraper to like get each individual one, or hiring a VA. It's a ton of work, and it's already made. We update them, I think it's a great value. Lots of our users think it's a great value. If you want to try them out, there's some that start at $10. Valerie will post can you post the link to, we have a link where you can see all of these, so you don't have to go through our ridiculous Gumroad page, but Valerie will post a link to all of these lists that you can get. They're $10 for the smaller ones. A lot of them are in the $20 range. And we also do bundles of around 20. I think the smallest one is 15 up to 20, where you're saving a significant amount of money on that. And at the end of the webinar, we're going to give you a discount code where you can save even more for the rest of the weekend, just for attending the webinar. Valerie, can you post the link on the blog where everybody can, right, the nice page?
Yeah, I'll post that next. I was just posting it.
Gumroad, I sell so much stuff on Gumroad. It's really hard to navigate through there now. So we actually created a website, with descriptions of what all they are and all that good stuff. So, okay, so the next thing I want to show you guys is something I'm very...
Before we move off of that, could I ask you just a couple of questions so we...
Sure.
Okay.
Questions.
So let's see. When doing a product search with your bulk lists, do you set your parameters a little bit more aggressively, like a high ROI or a low BSR? If you're doing 200 or 300 categories at a time?
Well, like I said, I guess we should have gone into that a little bit more, but as I was showing you, we're going to break it down by what category, and on my main account I have filters set for the different categories, and that's why these are here. So you could set up a regular filter for one for clothing, one for toys, one for grocery. Look at the last thing we were using. This is basically what we start with. We're going to do 100,000. We're going to look at things under 100,000. Now, if it's video games, it's going to be way lower. If it's books, it's going to be way, way higher. 50% ROI. We're going to look at more sources for UPC. I also look at the title stores as well. And that's about what we start with. And then we're going to look at all of our results, and we're going to see what categories were problems for us, things that we're just not getting no good matches off of, or the matches we get, just aren't working for our business. And we're going to remove those categories from our search. We're going to delete them out of the file for the next time we do it. So, we may have 20 different files that we're going to run for each store that we're doing. And I'll tell you, we find, even at Walmart, it's our most popular list. Everybody wants to look at Walmart. Everybody goes and sources at Walmart. Every single time we search Walmart, we're finding hundreds of good items in every search. And I could say we probably get at least 200 good good items we find using tactical arbitrage every day. And I find stuff at almost every single store that we search at. So there is a ton of great stuff out there. You just have to look, and you have to get used to tactical arbitrage. Watch my videos, watch Chris's videos, read his blog, and just narrow down your results. See what works for you. If oversized products don't work for you, then remove those. But I'm telling you, I find a ton of good stuff in oversized because nobody wants to ship the big stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's afraid to ship that stuff. I'm not. So, I look at that stuff. I love oversized items. I love, a lot of the harder stuff.
I think last year I made, I think I made 10 grand on some office size water coolers because I would buy them all and ship them in, and there was no competition. I love oversize.
Oh yeah, definitely. I remember a couple years ago, I still have one in my living room. I bought one for my father, but the candy vending machines that they sold at Sam's, it had like 3 different slots. You pull the things out, put candy in them, and you didn't put money in it, but it had a twist thing across the front. And it lit up, and it's about the size of a water cooler in height and a little bigger, with a water on it. And I bought one for myself. I filled up the whole back of my pickup truck and sent them to Amazon, and they were on their final clearance. So whatever it was, like $79.01 or something. But the original price was like $299 or $399. And I think we sold them for maybe $400 a piece. And
that's awesome.
Quick. Like within days of each one getting there, they were gone.
That's awesome.
So that big stuff is great. But a lot of people are afraid to do that. If you live in an apartment in New York City, it's not going to work for you.
Exactly.
But, all these things that you say, oh, that's too hard, that's too much work, oh, I have to, too much prep. Well, consider all your competition. They're saying those same things. So you should say, is there some way I can do this? And, your competition probably isn't. So,
mm-hmm.
That's not what we're here to talk about, but that plays a big part in how I set up my filters, because I'm looking for the things that other people don't want or are afraid to do, or, just can't handle. And there may be some things that I can handle that other people can't. I have a warehouse, but if you're using a prep center, they probably have some kind of a competitive advantage over me because they can handle a lot more stuff than my little warehouse. So when you're setting up these, I can't tell you how to do it. I made a lot of videos showing you exactly what each one means, and what you can do, and what I think should be done. But it's going to be different for each person's business.
Mm-hmm.
Some of these are going to be filled out differently. I don't have any cost to prep really, except for bags or boxes or whatever it is, but you may. So you're going to have a higher ROI than I do if you're sending it to a prep center. And I would never get a warehouse, have my own warehouse today because there's prep centers, but I didn't have a prep center when I started out. There was none available. It wasn't a thing. And now it is. So, you have a bigger advantage from having that, but I may have an advantage over you because I have my own warehouse and I don't have to I can make 100% ROI and make 50 cents on an item, and be okay with that. But if you're using a prep center, it's not possible.
Mm-hmm. Joanna asks, is there any solution on tactical arbitrage yet for knowing when different stores are out of stock? I know there's something new that is applying to certain stores, but I don't see that on the reverse search view reverse yet. Is there any external app or extension?
The only ones that are ever going to work is the ones that are going to report back out of stock information. So I always lose that. Remove out of stock products. This option is here. It's been here for a long time, but if you hover over that question mark, you're going to see the exact stores that support it. So, the main stores do support that. Walmart, Target, Kmart, Woot, Drugstore, and so on, are all going to support that. But if it's not on that list, it's really not going to, if it shows it up, it's just having it in stock, and it looks the same as the in-stock items. It doesn't actually report something for being out of stock. Of course, tactical arbitrage is only seeing what's given to it. Just like UPC and title matching. It's not tactical arbitrage chooses what to title match and what to have UPCs. If there's no UPC in the store's webpage, there's no way to get that data out and back to you. So as far as third-party tools, I don't see how tactical arbitrage couldn't do that, and a third-party option could. So I don't know if there's really an answer to that question.
Yeah, I don't think there's a way to do it. And now one of the other things that I have noticed lately is, say, Kohl's, and today it happened with Lakeside when I did a search there. When I hit the button to update all to get fresh prices, because I use cash in my searches, you'll notice that sometimes when things are out of stock on certain websites, it'll show a 0 for the dollar figure on the home website of the item rather than on Amazon. So you'll know that with like Kohl's or Lakeside and several other sites, if it pulls back a goose egg for the price, it's out of stock.
Right, definitely. So I just wanted to comment on my, Pam had a little question about finding, I'm assuming you're asking about overstock boxes. I actually buy them by the pallet. I have a local box manufacturer to me that will deliver right to us. So they'll bring a pallet out or a van or however much I need. They also supply us with zip top bags, so we buy them by the case from them. But I still buy from Home Depot. They've worked great for me. Our small, medium, large, which is like a small is like 12 by 12 by 16, and they're 74 cents. I don't think really anyone beats that. Now, U-Haul has some boxes that are different shapes, and they have handles in them, and I just don't like them, and they'll deliver to you. We're at Home Depot, we pick them up, which isn't a problem for us, but so they have, I believe it's an 18 by 20, I think it's 18 by 18 by maybe 16, and then they have an 18 by 18 by 20 or 24, something like that. That's their small, medium, and large. We go to the absolute max that you can get, and I order those by the pallet, and they cost me, I think, only about $2 from our box supplier. And those are that's a 24 cube, which Amazon's rules state you can only have up to 25 inches on any side on a box. So it's basically the size of a pallet. Half the size of a pallet. So a pallet's usually 48 by 48. So when they're laying down, it's the size of a pallet when it's unfolded. So we get these boxes that are 24 by 24 by 24, which I think is basically as close to the threshold as you're going to get. Of course, you still have to stay under 50 pounds. So we have big, light stuff. We were selling like cases of potato chip type things, big, light toys. We would fill those up a lot. So that's really, I think, the biggest you're going to find. I wouldn't go that extra inch and, have a 25-inch box, because it's just a little over, I don't want to have one of those bad strikes on me from Amazon. So I'm sure you could, if you have a U-line that you can get in your area, I know they're not everywhere, but, or, look for a local box manufacturer. We're lucky enough to have one in my area that delivers to me for free. Hey Joseph, the links will be available when we email everybody who registered. We're going to email all these tools that we're talking about, all the discounts we're talking about. So you won't be able to see this chat again, but you will we'll send you those links in the same email. When you do a TA search and it spits out profitable items, if the right type of item, price, etc., are you buying all you can online and then looking locally, including what you can there too? So I'm not somebody who believes in testing products. I think that's way past. That's something you did 10 years ago when you didn't have all this great software. If you know how to use Keepa, if you don't, create an account on my site. I have a whole course that's free on Keepa, and you can see all the history, you can see all the sales, you can see what the rank has done over years now. So there's no reason to test anything. You already know what's going to happen, and that deal may be gone. So I have plenty of money to spend now. You may not have plenty of money to spend. So if you don't, and if it's something you think you can continue to buy, and it's something not on sale, not on clearance, not on a closeout, if it's just full regular price, which is all I like to buy, I'm going to go and I'm going to buy, or if I was in your shoes, I would buy 3 to 4 weeks supply, what you've seen from Keepa, and then every time you get a payout, I would buy another 2 weeks, so you make sure you never sell out. That's the most important thing with Amazon. If you don't want Amazon to compete with you, make sure you never sell out of that product. If you keep it in stock, Amazon, Eric, send me a private message on Facebook later on or tomorrow, and I'll get you my contact and their information. You may have to pick up from there unless you have a business address, but they'll deliver free to a business address in the whole area. Yeah, so buy a 3 to 4 week supply, and then just make sure you never run out of stock. Or Amazon will go get the products and they'll start selling it. If you ever run out of stock, if that thing, you can't keep it in stock, then they're going to start competing with you. If you don't give them a reason to compete with you, then they never will. All right, so any general questions, just keep putting them in the Q&A. We'll get to them at the end. The next thing I want to cover is the newest thing I've put together. I mean, so many people are making a ton of money on this, and it's called, should I have this up here? I'm going to stick to the first page on here because I really don't want to give away all the deals, that people pay for. I have one person working full-time, and I've hired a second person to start working on this as well. So I have 2 people that do nothing but this. We're literally getting 700 to 800 emails a day we're going through. And what this is which this is something we can share with you, but I've subscribed to every single store in the US that Tactical Arbitrage supports. And not only that, I've subscribed to every store that we do online arbitrage at. And I'm going to show you how big that list is. We currently have over 800 stores that are supported in here. 804, so there's 803 stores. We support every store. We've signed up to be on their mailing list, and all these stores have a mailing list that they're going to send out mail almost every day. We get 700 to 800 emails a day, and they give out deals that they don't talk about, that's not posted on their website, that's not posted on other deal sites. Only their email subscribers are getting these deals. For example, the first one here, receive up to 50% off select styles. 10% off your first purchase, 10% off the entire purchase. All the winter stuff here is 60%, 50% off hunting essentials. This usually has about 250 of these deals here at any time. And some of the other information is, when the start date is, when the end date is. And then, of course, they're also color coded. So if it's green, it's just been added. If it's white, that means it's just been there. The blue means it's going to end in 48 hours. The red means it's going to end within 24 hours. So they'll also send you emails. Let's say it's Thursday. The deal may not start till the weekend. It may not start till Saturday or Sunday or next Monday. They're going to give you those, we're going to put in the start date, the end date if we have it, and you may be able to scan a whole store before that deal ever starts, so you already know what's going on. Or you're going to know about this deal, and then, if you're getting 10% off your entire purchase, you can just switch back over here to Tactical Arbitrage, and when you're doing your search, you're already going to put in 10% here. And if there is a discount, like this site has 6% off, so you're going to put 10% in, and then there's a cashback discount with top cashback for another 5% off. So now we can come here and we can put 10% in here, plus another 6%, plus another 5%. That does add up to 21%, but it's not actually, it doesn't come out like that. You're gonna get 10% off in the search, and then you can get 6% off of, the 90%, and then you're gonna get another 5% cash back on top of that. So you're gonna have all the information ahead of time. And it's also going to give you, on the same page, a link to the Card Bear site to get that discount. It's going to give you the link to the Cashback Monitor, and if we have a Gumroad list for that site, which we don't, we're going to put the link to that. And you're also going to get 10% off on any of my. Actually, I think it's 15% off on all of my sites that are supported just for being a subscriber here. Now, that's not the only thing you get. You get a list of all the supported sites. We give you a list of, this is a great thing. It's hard to even see if you go to a site like Card Bear, but we have every site supported by Card Bear, every site supported by Gift Card Granny, and Gift Card Wiki. So I believe there's somewhere around 400 on Card Bear. And I went way too far, but currently there's 425, so there's 424. 424 here. So there's 424 sites. We have a list of everyone, links to those sites. A link to the Card Bear site when it was last updated. These all get updated every week, and the average discount you get. The average discount that they've given through them, whatever the current discount is. And this is basically where I suggest you put your alert in. So I guess let's just pick one at random. If you want to go to golf there, I look up the information, see what I think is the best, and I'm going to put in, I'm going to tell you where I think you should set your price alert. You set it to there, and you're going to get an email whenever that site hits that point. And I've done that for all the sites supported in there, as well as Gift Card Granny and Gift Card Wiki. So now you have a site, you have something like Tactical Arbitrage that you can go and you can look at, basically any of the hundreds of sites that are supported. But now we're giving you a starting point to look at. We're going to show you where the deals are, where you can get 70% off, or where you can get 20% off for 4 days, or whatever the deal is going on. Where to start. You have another leg up on even the people who are using Tactical Arbitrage, because where you can get those additional discounts and all those additional sales. And I mean, to do this yourself, I mean, I can tell you it's probably 200 to 300 hours of work a month just to deal with all the emails. It really depends on the site. It really depends on the store more than the site, because the store is going to decide, you know, some will do digital, some only do mailed, so they'll have to mail them to you. And some of the discount gift card sites, if you're outside of the U.S., they won't sell to you. But, you know, some do have, you know, business sales departments in place. I can tell you Card Cash does. You can go to Card Cash and you can do a bank transfer to them. I believe you have to spend at least $1,000 at a time, but they're going to give you an additional discount because they don't have to pay those credit card processing charges. You're buying in bulk, and just contact them and tell them you're interested in you know, talking to somebody from their business department. We bought from there quite a few times. We can usually get, you know, 3 to 5 or more off, you know, especially when, you know, you tell them, you know, kind of the stores you're looking for, or you're just looking for deals. When they're trying to unload them, the business customers are the ones they're going to talk to first. You know, so we only charge $25 for this. We may be expanding this into a website, so at that point the price is probably going to go up, but you can get it for less than $25 a month right now. Valerie can post the link to that, I believe, and if anybody's interested in it, we also have a yearly plan. I think it's $250 a year, so you can two free months. So you're only paying 10 months for the year, and it's even better. Well, the great thing about this sourcing sheet, even if you're not using tactical arbitrage, you know, this is a great place to start. You're always going to see all the deals in one place. And tactical arbitrage obviously is not needed for any of this stuff, but you can see where all the deals are. And if you're doing online arbitrage, if you're using OA X-ray, I'm not sure what sites they support anymore. But you're going to be able to do this without any third-party software. Either one of them, if, you know, for some reason you choose not to use those, you know, this is just giving you the leads. This is telling you where to start, showing you where all those deals are, depending on what you want to buy. Yeah, Valerie's posted the link, and if anybody's interested in checking that out, of course, it's just month to month. It's $25, and, you know, if it don't work out for you, then you can just cancel anytime. You know, there's no contract or anything on that. Now, the next one is, if there's no other questions on this. Oh, okay, Lisa. Any reason why we don't report on gift card sites like Raise? Raise is actually included in all of those that we show. We're showing you 3 sites that don't sell any gift cards. What they are sites to compare all the gift card sites. So if you go to Card Bear, or Gift Card Granny, or Gift Card Wiki, if it's the best price, it's going to show you that that information. So it's showing you the top one. So see, Raise is not the best price. Card Cash is better. Gift Card Zen is better. Card Pool and Save, you don't even have any. But so wherever you're looking, we're trying to give you the most amount of information. So we're not just showing you a list of what Raise has. We're showing you everything that's supported by Card Bear in this example, and you're going to see all the different sites. So you're going to be able to get the best price, because that's the point, is getting the best prices and the best rates. Okay, so now the next one I want to talk about is a great tool, and I need to actually stop sharing for just a second. So that's Storefront Stalker Pro. It's not something I made. It's not something that Chris made. It's made by our good friend Nate McAllister, and It's actually been integrated into Tactical Arbitrage. So if you watch my videos or Chris's or other people's videos, you may see some things in their Tactical Arbitrage that you would not see in your own, and that's because it has Storefront Stalker Pro integrated with it. So just seeing why. For some reason, my Storefront Stalker. So, Chris, you still with me?
Yeah, of course.
Could you walk everybody through how Storefront Stalker Pro works? Because my extensions aren't really like working.
Absolutely. So I'll bear with me a second here. I will share my screen, guys. Let me get over to the right place here. There we go. So Storefront Stalker Pro is probably in my top 2 or 3 favorites of extensions. And it started out as an extension that would allow you to go and just pull the first 1,000 items from someone's storefront on Amazon, which was great. You could, everybody hates PharmaPacks, so you could go to PharmaPack's storefront, and you could pull all their information and see if you could compete against them. But that has now turned into being able to pull up to 400 pages for just about anything. It also, since it's now integrated into Tactical Arbitrage itself, you can actually go to, say, reverse search, and you can check out all of the best sellers and run through the bestseller items. You can also, and a lot of people don't know this or don't use it, you can actually also use Storefront Stalker Pro to do Amazon flips. So you could download a bunch of shoes, you could download a bunch of clothing, all the ASINs from those, and then you could go check for Amazon to Amazon flips if you choose. I'll show you guys how it works really, really quickly. Let's just say I'm not restricted in Nike. So let's just say I want to go after all the Nike socks. I pull this up here. I get 7,300 results, basically. You click on Storefront Stalker Pro. You hit all ASIN from this seller, and it's going to pull it down in 7 pages for me. I save it really quickly, and then I'm able to upload that into Tactical Arbitrage without ever having to go through and pluck the data out myself.
Right. Now, before we move on from this, I just want to note that the great thing about this is, we could look for socks, and get probably 2 million listings, and then you can narrow this down on the bar on the left-hand side. You can narrow it down to, just men's soccer clothing or, a specific set of sizes. Scroll down a little. I'm not sure if it's going to show anything on the page, but right. So you could refine it to, things that are on Prime, and then you could look at brands. So you could, even narrow this down to only look at things that are set as Nike brand and sizes and customer reviews. So you might not want to see anything with a customer rating of 1 star. Or even 2 stars, so you may only want to look at 2-star and up or 3-star and up. So there's a ton of refinements that we can look at here to really hone in on what you're looking for, without going and looking at each listing and pulling that data out.
Exactly. That's actually one of my favorite ways to use it. I may go into, say, let's just say I want to go into arts, crafts, and sewing, and I'll just leave that blank. And then you start refining from here. You get 2 million items here, but I'm only interested in organization and storage. And then I only want things that have 4-star reviews, because I want to make sure that people are leaving high quality reviews for items, and I'll just pull those items. So there is a ton of ways to go grab information. And that's before you even get into, trying to find Shawn's storefront and stalk it.
Yeah. Good luck.
So, but once you have all that information, all you got to do is go into tactical arbitrage. You always tick the button that says use bulk product codes.
And we're in reverse product search here.
Yeah.
By the way.
In reverse product search, you use bulk product codes, and then you just upload that file that you just built. And then it will go through and pull everything from all of the, you can have it set to UPC only stores in your settings if you only want to do those. I have it set to use all of the stores for myself. And, you know, if you don't want to see anything with less than 40 or 50% ROI, you can do that. You know, fill out all your filters the way you would normally, and then have it go and run that data for you. The other great thing is the scan bestsellers portion. If you have your Storefront Stalker Pro ID in the settings, you can actually go through each one of the categories, say video games, for example, and then you can actually drill this down. So I only want to go after items that are for the Nintendo 3DS, and I only want games because I don't want digital games. Don't ever try to sell digital games, but I only want games, and so I'll just scan the bestsellers, and that's something that's only available with Storefront Stalker Pro.
Right, and it's very easy to do if you have bought it. And again, this is $80 a year, but Nate McAllister has said that if you use if you're using it for tactical arbitrage, you're not going to get recharged. I believe is what he said. So as long as you're using it inside of TA, you know, it's basically going to be a one-time charge. And another thing, these bestsellers, you don't have to go 4 levels down. You know, you can go 2 levels down. You can go 3 levels down. You know, that's a problem that a lot of people had reported in the beginning. And some of these categories don't have 4 levels. You know, not every subcategory you look at, you know, goes 4 levels deep. You know, so if you're not finding results or it's not working, just because there's, you know, things that you can select may not mean that you should be selecting them.
Exactly. You know, like for example, you can use this in the library search as well. And I'll be honest with you, if I'm using this in the library search, I normally don't go much further down than the second level. I'll look at, say, arts and photography, and then just go after things that fit my personal business model when it comes to books. And then, of course, the other thing you can use that on is you can use it on flips. You can scan the bestsellers, of course, which is a great place to look for flips. Maybe you find a lightning deal, or you see where products get put on sale quite often that you can buy and flip back on Amazon. But the other thing you can do is if you take those socks, for example, you could throw that socks file into here and see how often they get discounted. Maybe Amazon runs regular deals on them, and you can actually source those from Amazon themselves. Set yourself a Keepa alert, and you've got product coming in from another source outside of a third party other than Amazon itself as well.
Awesome. And if you want to, we didn't cover, and we're not going to, but if you want to scan somebody's storefront, you just go to any storefront and you know, just click the button and it'll download all the pages. It only goes 100 pages deep because that's all Amazon supports. You can do 400 pages, which is like whatever, 9,600 something items. But if you go with somebody's storefront, they only show 100 pages in your storefront. So it's going right to the limit of whatever Amazon supports. Joseph, again, if you look at our free tactical arbitrage course, we do have several videos going through all the different parts of Storefront Stalker. It's a very, very simple tool to use, but extremely powerful, especially when you're using it with tactical arbitrage. So we have something else kind of special that we are, for everybody who's been sticking around. We're actually releasing right now our fifth bundle of category lists. So I believe Chris had set up a special discount code for that. We actually have two things that we wanted to share with you guys tonight, and that's our Tactical Arbitrage Bundle number 5. It's a little smaller, but it's actually quite a big discount over buying them individually. And if you bought our lists in the past, and if you're just starting out, if you just signed up for Tactical Arbitrage, this might not be for you. But I'm going to go ahead and share my screen real quick, and I'll show you. We basically bundle our lists together to give you an even better discount. So this one is 15 different stores. This is number 5. Obviously, we have bundles 1 through 4, which are anywhere between 15 and 20 different sites. This one has 15 sites. If you bought them individually, it would cost $264. We're selling it for $197. But there is a discount for everybody who was at the webinar, and you have a discount code for that, Chris?
Yeah, it's going to be webinar, and I'm actually going to make that live right now.
Okay, so if you use code webinar, you get how much off?
That was $20 off tonight, I think.
Chris, does it matter?
I think it's 25%.
Yeah, 25%.
It's 25% off. So you can get an additional 25% off. So that's going to make it about $150. And the regular price is $264. So you're saving whatever, about $115, give or take, depending where that 25% lands. So, you're going to get all of these sites. We update all these regularly as they need them. If you're starting out tonight, you don't need to jump in and buy a bundle. And this code is going to be good for all our bundles, all our lists. So just use the code webinar, and it's going to apply to all of our bundles and lists, not the Step Ahead or mastermind groups or anything like that, but any of the category lists.
Is it capital or no?
I'm sorry, Valerie?
Is it capital or no? Webinar, does it matter?
It doesn't matter. There's no caps and coupon codes in Gumroad. So, if it's something you're interested in, these bundles are seem to be very popular. That's why we keep doing them. We show you if they're UPC matching or not. You can see every one of these, but one apparently is UPC matching. So that makes things a lot easier. Title, if it's not UPC matching, it matches by title, and title. You're going to get a lot more mismatches if you're just searching for the title on one site compared to a title on Amazon. I'll post the link in here. Use this coupon code for any of my Okay, that one should go to everyone. As well, I'm going to give you this is going to show you all of our bundles. And something we don't talk about very much is I also have a set of bundles. You can see them right here for Amazon Flips. So if you're interested in doing Amazon Flips, and I haven't even mentioned this in months, but this is a list of all the and we sell this one. So it's $149. I mean, this one is really cheap. It's all 23 of the Amazon main categories. If you buy them individually, it's $355. You also can get 25% off by using the webinar code. And if you're watching this on replay, it's only going to be good till Sunday for that coupon. So if you're doing flips or you're looking to do flips, then this is going to have all the main categories with the subcategories that you can upload to do when you're doing your Amazon flips. So we don't usually mention that, but that's definitely a great deal. Or, you know, if you're only doing toys or you only want to do books or something like that, you know, all those are available individually. And we will post that link, and these will all be emailed to you later if you're not worried about them right now. But there's a link to all of the lists that that I make. The bundles. We also have some, if you're doing a library search, we also have the library. We have all the library searches. There's 6 of them. Alex just activated 2 of them, I believe, a couple days ago. So we don't have the lists out for that. But the other main ones, the Amazon Book Flips, Barnes & Noble, 8 Books, Alibris, Half, which is the half.ebay, which was just released a couple days ago. Those are all available, and we made it, you know, on a nice website, so it's not hard to navigate for those of you who don't like Gumroad. And there is one last thing. So for the people who are, let me stop sharing here now. So for those of you who are new or you know, a little overwhelmed by all of this stuff. And again, all of this stuff is not, you know, you don't need everything. If you're not looking to do reverse flips or reverse searches or, you know, doing flips, and, you know, don't buy the flip stuff, you know. If you're not doing retail arbitrage, you're not going to need the extensions that we talked about for retail arbitrage. So, you know, don't think that you need to buy all of this stuff. You don't really need anything more than tactical arbitrage if, you know, your time is more important, if you have more time than money. But, you know, for $20 or $35 or $10, if you can buy a list of every category on a site, I mean, I know how long they take to make. So, you know, it's going to save you a ton of time, and you can get one and start making money before you start moving on to more and more sites that you want to worry about. Hey John, the discount code, you're a member of my mastermind group, so you already have a separate discount, but if you use webinar, you can get 25% off of any of our bundles through the weekend. We did just launch we did just release our bundle number 5, so those are all UPC sites except for one. And another thing, if you bought some single lists from me and you want to get a bundle, for example, if some of those lists are in the bundle, then either contact me or Christopher Grant, and if you buy a bundle, we can refund up to 3 lists that you bought that are part of that bundle, so that can offset part of those costs too. We don't want anybody to have to buy you know, things over and over again. You know, you only need to buy it once. So of course we can't refund you, you know, 5 or 10 different ones. But so the last thing, if you're new to tactical arbitrage, you know, you're ready to do it like we do it, or, you know, move on. Christopher Grant did a great webinar series, and he's going to talk to you a little bit about this, but we're going to be working on this one together, and we're going to do a series of 5 webinars just like this, 5 weeks in a row, starting in 2 weeks. It's going to cost $149. I don't think that's too outrageous for, you know, 5 to 10 or more hours of training with us, and we're going to go over what all those different things in your settings mean, and you know, how you should set each thing and why, and you know, more in depth using our tools. And we're also going to be giving you, we've created some private custom sites that aren't part of tactical arbitrage that we're creating for the members of who sign up for this training. It's going to have a complete category list, and it's going to have a list of, you'll just be able to import it right into your tactical arbitrage. So only the people who are attending this are going to be able to scan those sites unless they create them themselves. And we're going to have a private Facebook group, and I'm going to be giving away to one person who joins us. We're going to pick at random every category list that I've ever done, and we're also going to have some for everybody who joins. So, Chris, you want to go over exactly everything that's included?
Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, like Shawn said, the bonuses just for signing up is, of course, going to be able to spend 5 wonderful evenings with Shawn and myself. We're going to pick apart each one of the features inside of tactical arbitrage one by one. And like you said, I have done this once before, and people absolutely loved it. And I'm pretty sure that most of those people are still tactical arbitrage users. On top of that, I have an extension that I haven't released to the public. I've given it out to a few people. You're going to get a copy of that. We're going to do 3 custom XPath websites like you talked about. It'll be a file that you can automatically upload. Shawn and I did this with a website around Black Friday, and everybody loved it. So we're going to do that with 3. You're going to get the bulk lists, of course. There's going to be
before we get too far into this. I just want to say that I got a couple private messages. It's not 5. It's not going to be a whole week of this. We're going to do it one day a week for 5 weeks in a row.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Start 2 weeks from tonight, and then it'll be every week from there. So, and if you can't attend, we're going to have everything we do is recorded, so there's never any need to ask. You're going to have lifetime access to all of those videos. So, we'll be posting them right into the private Facebook group only for people who attend this. And of course, you'll have access to them forever, so you can go over and go back and forth and, learn every, different setting and, all the different sections. Because, even if you're an accomplished tactical arbitrage user, or the ones that I help, the people who ask me questions, most of you are only doing one thing. Remember, there's four different things you can be running. So yes, you can only run one scan at a store at a time, but you can also do a reverse search while you're running a scan, and a library search, and an Amazon flip search. So if you're using them, I promise 99% of the people are not using all 4 of them. And the most powerful thing right now, in my belief, is the library search. Very few people are using it. I mean, Nate, just a couple weeks ago, Nate McAllister had somebody on who, what did he buy, 4,600 books in Q4 using that library search. And I mean, they're making a ton of money. There's so many options out there. Even if you don't have a lot of money, you could be buying, you don't have to be buying $50 toys. You can be buying, penny books that cost you $3.99 shipping for $4, and be flipping them for $20 or $50. There's a ton of them out there. Every time I do a search, I find so much of that stuff, and we're going to go over all those, hidden little things that we're not, that you're probably not using.
Yeah, and that's just flipping from Amazon MF sellers to FBA. That doesn't include all the other features inside of library. So yeah, like Shawn said, it's going to be 5. They're all going to be 1 week apart. They will be recorded for posterity. And then on top of that, when a new feature gets rolled out, I will go ahead and record a video that gets put into the private Facebook group as well. Be a short 3 to 5 minute video just on one particular new feature that happens to get rolled out. The latest one is the settings for your different categories. You can have it automatically saved, so you never have to do it again. I'll just record short little videos and post those, so you'll be able to see those forever. Oh, and then the week number 5, it'll be kind of an overview of everything we've learned, and like a Q&A, just to make sure that everybody gets their questions answered and all that.
Awesome. So So yeah, we're gonna start in 2 weeks from tonight. It's gonna be $149. We're gonna go as long as we need to. Even on this webinar, it was supposed to be an hour. We're about an hour and 40 minutes in. So we're gonna go over everything. We're gonna get people's questions answered. Chris, do you have the link? I don't think Valerie has the link to this, but people who want to sign up right now while we're still talking about it can go over there right now. So I mean, we're talking, like $38, a night, or I guess it's 5 nights. So we're talking like $30 a night. I think it's going to be great. The bonuses are going to be worth well more than what you're actually getting. Even if you don't attend the webinars, even if you can't attend them, we're going to have replays for it. We're going to have, a ton of content. I believe you charge $50 a piece just to make a custom site. Isn't that what?
Yeah, we charge $49.95
right.
just to make a custom site, and that doesn't include a bulk list.
Right. So we're going to create those bulk lists for you for those 3 custom sites. And so right there, you're paying, more than the cost of admission. So if you have any questions on it, not trying to just turn this into just selling for that, but if you have any questions on it, send me a message, send Chris a message. But we're going to go over and teach you everything we know about tactical arbitrage. I am like one of the very first users of it. I know Chris started out pretty early too. I made the very first training videos on it, and I've probably logged more hours in tactical arbitrage than I think anybody has. I was the first user to be turned on for using the flips. I made a video on it like within hours of it being released, and there's very few questions that either Chris or I can't answer about tactical arbitrage. He's on the support team. I help out a ton of people, and there's just a ton of stuff to be learned. So if you're really looking to master it, this is probably going to be your best bet. I know I personally charge $150 an hour for private training, and I help out a lot of people. So I thought this would be a better option because if you're just starting out, $150 for an hour, and 1 hour just isn't enough for a lot of people. So we're going to be able to help out a lot of people doing this here. Yeah, John's actually one of my students. He's now in our mastermind group, and he's done private coaching. But this is the next best thing. You're going to be able to get a lot of content, a lot of stuff other people don't have access to. So if you're interested, Chris posted the link. I guess it's just gum.co/TA mastermind. Very easy to remember. We'll post it down here. I think that's about it. We did have some stuff to give away for all the people that are still here. I believe you had, I don't know. Do you know how to do these giveaways? I don't ever know what to do, Chris.
I'll tell you what, we'll make it easy. I got a couple copies of Rev ROI I could give away. Oh man, who won the college national championship?
Right here in Tampa Bay, right where I'm at. I have no idea, by the way, but
Clemson. Perfect. Tim got it. Valerie, you got any trivia on top of your head?
Oh man, the only trivia I know is like Disney right now.
No, Disney's all right. Disney's okay. Tim, PM me. I'll get you a copy.
Okay. Here's a good one. Actually, Alex Moss offered a free month of tactical arbitrage to somebody in the webinar tonight.
Oh wow, that's going to need to be hard.
Using it or not? Nintendo released a new system last week, coming out next month. What's it called? Okay, Jamie won. So send me a PM and we'll get that. I need your username for Tactical Arbitrage and we'll get you added. It's Switch, not Twitch, by the way. Awesome. And we had a lot of questions before we wrapped it up. Did we cover everything? If you have any questions, hit that Q&A button at the bottom. We're going to try and get through everything.
Yeah. Why don't we do some rapid fire questions? I'll shoot and you knock them down.
Okay. Actually, I got a good one for you. Explain what a custom site is.
Okay. So right now, what Tactical Arbitrage is pretty darn close to 400, maybe over 400 sites. But as you know, and Shawn's step ahead sheet shows you, there are thousands of sites to shop from online. So what you can do is you can actually request a site that has not been added to Tactical Arbitrage to be looked at to see if it's eligible. And like Shawn said, it's got to be XPath 1.0, so not every one of them works. Some of them are actually protected, which means they just have some security features that don't allow you to get in there and scrape the data that you need. But if it's possible, we can create the file so that you can go in and scan that site and nobody else has it.
Awesome. And as you've seen with our step ahead, we actually have, and we're supporting about over 800 different stores. There's only about 400. And, it's really in the programming. So, some sites Alex couldn't add, some sites he hasn't been asked yet, but wouldn't you like to be the only one that has access to a site like that? Or a handful of other people who's done custom programming as well. So for $50, Christopher has a programmer that can put that together for you. And we've already selected 3. We're going to have those custom category lists for you as well. So only you and the other people who sign up will have access to that.
Mm-hmm.
And
you look to double or triple your money. What's the least amount of return? With library search, what kind of return is available?
There's really no limit on the library search. Someone else was asking what categories to look at. Of course, textbooks are great, but other people are going to be looking at textbooks as well. I like travel books, cooking books. There's so many different things. Stay away from fiction, but anything like nonfiction is going to be has always been great.
Always sell Bibles. Always.
Bibles are, people are always looking for Bibles. They buy them as gifts. They buy them in bulk. They buy them to collect them. Bibles are great. There's so many different categories that you can find that are, that's awesome. So, it really, like I always say to everybody else, it doesn't matter. Just go out and find profitable stuff. It doesn't matter what category it is. Go pick something and start searching, especially the library search. There's, I forget what it's up to, 50, 60 million books in the book category now. It doesn't matter if, there's 10,000 people using Tactical Arbitrage, which there's nowhere near that much, but even if there were, searching in library, there's so much stuff that, very few people are going to be overlapping. So it's a great way to triple your money, double your money. I like to be 100% ROI no matter what I sell on Amazon, but I don't ever go under 50%. So those people that are making 10 or 20%, if you're selling $10 million a year, it might be okay, but not, that's not okay for me. Again, we've covered all the different searches, all 4 searches: reverse, category, flips, library, regular searches. Create a free account on my site. Go through my video course. We have many videos on library search. ShawnMayo.com. No, I don't believe it was Valerie. Who was it that won? I don't believe it was Jean.
Which one? The first time or the second time? Or?
The second one. I mean, I can scroll back, but
it was Pam won the second one, the Clemson one.
No, the first one was the second one. Oh, geez. I believe it was Jamie. No, it was Jamie Huff that won. Jamie came in first. So, Jean, I think you were the second one on my screen, but it goes by my screen. So, Jamie Huff won the free months.
First one, yeah.
Jamie won, yes. Okay, you got some more questions in there, Chris? Oh, Chris is gone. Okay, so Mark said he was familiar with that other software. TA has a different twist and a simplistic, straightforward way of getting up and running with TA, similar to how easy it is to use OAX-Ray. I made a ton of videos for OAX-Ray when it came out. Tactical arbitrage, I just prefer now. So as we've said several times, we've made a free course on my website, ShawnMayo.com. Can you use TA to find items to drop ship? You possibly could if you were drop shipping from to Amazon from another store. I don't suggest you drop ship because it's just so easy to get your account shut down now. I mean, I personally wouldn't suggest it, but everybody's business is different. When using product search with any of your bulk lists, you set your parameters a little more aggressively, high ROI, low BSR than when doing searches manually page by page. We already answered that, and the answer would be no. You want to set your, you want to make your bulk list basically work the same as a page by page list. Joseph asked, are we using TA to find wholesale sources? You can't really use TA to find wholesale sources, but once you do find those wholesale sources, you could upload their list of products into Tactical Arbitrage, into their wholesale list, and then you can compare to all the other sites that are supported. You can find retailers that may be cheaper, or just compare directly with Amazon. Both great ways to source. Is there any way to easily use an average sales rank, aka books under 500,000, over the last 90 days? Yes, not really for books, but if you're doing Amazon flips, you can do that. It's all in your filters. You can't do averages, but you could look at the current ranks on books. How do you find price tanking with sourcing lists, your mastermind list, for example? Our masterminds don't really complain about that happening. Usually your prices are, I could do a whole video on this, but your prices are usually going to tank when you're competing with people like wholesalers or people who are not, people who buy at wholesale, not other informed Amazon sellers like you and I are, or people that are on Facebook and, in mastermind groups, because they're probably going to be setting their prices based on what they paid for it and not looking at their competition. People who look at their competition, their prices usually aren't going to tank, because somebody who buys it at wholesale marks it up 20%, and then it's $12 and yours is selling for 20, and you're selling well, that price is going to tank because your competition just priced it based on what you were buying it at. Best category to do flips, Amazon to Amazon flips. I like doing books, but most people don't call that flipping. Usually flips are from buying from Amazon to sell back on Amazon, and clothing and shoes, I think, are the best places to do that. Not a tactical arbitrage user yet. Want to hear about, if I'm a technical person, what's involved in adding a new website for some of my wholesalers' websites. Well, the issue with wholesaler websites right now is anything that has a login, you can't do it. But if you have a CSV or some kind of spreadsheet, you can upload your list of all their items, and they'll compare them all to Amazon and give you the results, same as it would. You just use that single button for wholesale, and then you can upload a list of all the it can search by titles, the Amazon ASINs, or use UPC code. We already went over Storefront Stalker Pro. Do we do movers and shakers, reverse search, or since one day the BSR is super low, but you never know in a week, you prefer not to? Okay, so as far as movers and shakers, we do look at those results, but of course we're going to look more carefully. We're going to look at the keeper results and see where it was over time, and we're going to look at that historical rank and pay much more attention to that over the current rank, which you should do for every product before you buy. Do the cards come to as an attachment to an email or in the mail? I believe we did cover that.
Yeah, that was a gift card that comes. We already covered it, but it comes with both there.
So this was an older question, but Mark had asked us when we were showing our cell phones, accessories, and cases. This was in our Walmart list. And protectors has 347. Is that 347 against the 400, or is it 400 unique rows? So it's actually 400 lines that you see, 401, because you have a header row. So it's searching 347 pages. That's not 347 lines. So you could have 400 of those separate searches, and it's going to search one, and when it's complete, it's going to move on to the next one, and so on. When I find something, do I buy them online or go to the store? We do both. Sometimes, buying online makes things a lot easier. We do not personally ship by the pallet. We ship everything by boxes, but for some people it may be easier. We don't have a dock at our warehouse. Do you guys still buy items to resell on Amazon even when Merchant Fulfill has a buy box and there are FBA sellers that are not getting the buy box? I ask because if a Merchant Fulfilled seller is holding the buy box despite the fact some FBA sellers are not getting the buy box is a concern. So some categories, some listings, Merchant Fulfilled sellers can get the buy box. That just means you have to be able to compete with them to win it from them. There's very few things that I'm not going to compete with. I'll compete with Amazon, compete with Merchant Fulfilled sellers. It really doesn't matter. Doing a lot of dropshipping. Can I use TA to create a list for non-prime, no Amazon, low FBA products? I believe they are looking at Merchant Fulfilled pricing, but I don't believe it's been added in yet. Safe sales rank for book flips. Currently, I try to stay under 500,000. I like 500,000. That's probably, a couple a month. But if there's no FBA sellers on something, I will buy one of pretty much anything. Is my personal philosophy, basically anywhere on Amazon. Wondering why I'm not seeing the questions being asked if people don't have the chat to everyone, just all panelists. The questions are being asked in the Q&A are only available to the panelists, not being posted in the chat. If you're already logged into ShawnMayo.com, just go to Mastermind Basic and then Courses, and it's under the courses there. Do you have wholesaler sites ready, lists to scan, which I can buy? We do not have wholesale sites. The best, we've looked into doing that, just not sure how, how that would work out, but once you have those lists, you can just upload them directly into the tactical arbitrage. Click on wholesale, and you just have to copy the information into the correct template. Probably Prices tanking. Is there any way? One other thing about sourcing lists, if you're using tactical arbitrage, you don't really need a sourcing list. We do supply 200 to 500 leads to our own mastermind group, but that's just to help people. You shouldn't rely on somebody else to find your products for you. If you're using a tool, you can do that on your own. Something like tactical arbitrage, you can find your own products. But when you're paying somebody to find those products for you, we're more of a group. We do webinars like this weekly. We have tons of training, hundreds of hours of video, archives of training like this for 2 years back now. And, we're teaching you how to do these things on your own. If you're paying somebody just for a list, then, you don't really have a business. You're just paying somebody to tell you what to buy. And you really have to have trust in who you're buying those lists from, because they could say they're going to 10 people and they could be going to 100, or say they're going to 50, and they're going to 500. So you really have to have faith and be able to trust who you're buying from, know what they are. If it's just somebody selling you a list, you really don't know who all that's going to. If they're helping people, if they're giving back to the selling community, then and you really know who they are, then you really want to be able to trust those people. So I would take stock into all those things before deciding on who you want to buy from, myself included. So you want to purchase the Walmart only list. You also, okay, so Doug asked, he wants to purchase the Walmart only list. You also sell a list for Ross. Ross doesn't sell online, so we don't sell lists of products to buy. We sell category lists that you can upload into tactical arbitrage. So Ross has no online website to buy anything, and it's not supported by tactical arbitrage. So because there's nothing to buy, so we don't have a list for Ross, but we do have it for Walmart, and we have posted those a couple of times, but I'll put that in the chat again. You can see all of our bulk lists right there. So Mike Kramer asked, on TA, when you select the reverse search results for more sources button and also have set some store price reductions from that store that is being searched, do the results from the different stores that match the UPC have the adjusted price from the original store? If so, could this be an issue? Yeah, do I make sense? So if you're using the store price reductions that's set in the settings, it's going to use that wherever you're searching from. If you're doing a reverse and looking at other stores, or if you're just looking at that single store. So those settings, in what you set up in settings, is going to go, site-wide for however you look at that store. Highest rank on books I'll buy, as I've said, I buy 5 million ranked books. That doesn't bother me if I have no competition as far as FBA. And I'm only going to buy one, at that high of a rank. I'm not going to buy 100 of them ranked 5 million, and I'm not going to buy one if it's, ranked 10,000. Do I need Excel to transfer the paid bulk list into TA, or is there another program that will do this? You can use Google Sheets, Google Drive, Google Docs, whatever you want to call it, and that's absolutely free. Okay, so we covered that. What would be the most efficient way to sort through my bulk list? I believe we covered it, and you can see it again in the replay, but I would suggest you sort by category and then pull out what categories that you want to search into a separate file, since it's limited to 400 that you can upload. Some of the lists have up to 10,000 categories. There will be a recording of this webinar. It will be emailed either 24, if we can get it done by tomorrow. We'll email it out 24 hours, because it'll send it at the day mark. So you'll get it around 8 p.m. tomorrow. If not, it'll be 8 p.m. the next day. So, and it'll have links to everything we talked about tonight. The best bulk list, in your opinion, they're all the best bulk list, in my opinion, because it's whatever you're searching for. And we found good stuff at every single site, that we search for. So, if you're currently looking at Walmart, if you're going to Walmart, if you're sourcing online at Walmart, then buy Walmart. If it's, start out where you're doing well, and then use that button to check other sites. If you're finding a lot of good stuff at, Target or Walgreens or whatever the store is, and you have almost 400 supported stores, and you see a lot of stuff coming up over and over, then I would buy that bulk list and start searching at that store and look at other stores as well, and just keep growing from there. And once you're doing a few good ones, and maybe you want to buy one of the bundles, and then the bundles are going to be your bundles are going to give you a big discount, and will refund you for the singles that you buy anyway. So if you buy a few singles, you want to upgrade to a bundle, we'll refund you for them singles. We're really just trying to help the community out. What we make doing this, really is nothing compared to what we can make, and you can make selling on Amazon yourself. Chris has had to go. He's having an internet problem, but he featured ASIN Inspector in his most recent blog post. Could you explain a bit what you use it mainly for? It seems the extension is more geared toward private label sellers with only a few benefits to OA, RA sellers like us. Are you linking it more than Keepa? We've also done some stuff to promote ACE Inspector. I think it's a great tool. Definitely, if you're using private label, it's great. It's also good for finding similar products to sell, and it does a lot of stuff that Tactical Arbitrage does as well. I haven't read Chris's blog post on that, but I'd suggest you just send him a private message, and he'll go over anything you need to. But I use it all the time as well. Could you tell me what the percentage of your business you're doing on each of the categories? I really haven't looked at that. Oh man, I really couldn't say. I don't waste my time looking at needless information, which is what I find. You're doing Amazon flips, book flips, OA, RA, private label. I don't do any private label, and I do very little wholesale. And so, it really doesn't matter which one of these, because it's all part of my business. I'm searching OA and book flips and Amazon flips, and of course, using all those sections of the Tactical Arbitrage at the same time. So I'm not going to worry where it comes from, if it was an Amazon flip or just OA from another store. Those percentages really are just wasting my time and taking me away from finding finding that more stuff. I'm more worried about growing my business. That's the most important part. I'm not even on the screen right now, but somebody did ask if we have a mastermind group for groceries. I don't have exactly a mastermind group for groceries. I do have a free Facebook group that we talk about groceries and everything else Amazon. So if you want to check that out, join for free. We have over 5,000 members. We talk about a lot of great stuff. So if you want to check that out, and join us there. We also have something we post, free BOLOs, Amazon flips nearly every day. Just go to free BOLOs or freebolo.com, and it'll redirect you right to the free Facebook group. But for the most part, our public group that we talk about the most is the groceries on FBA, which has just turned into, we talk about everything. We talk a lot about grocery, but any questions on Amazon, I would definitely suggest you go there. Do you do movers and shakers, reverse searches, or since one day the BSR is super low, maybe due to a lightning deal, you never know in a week, you prefer not to? Mike, I think you asked this question before and I answered it, but we always look at the sales history on Keepa. So we're going to look at the historical information, especially deals we find there. But you know, you should always look at your sales history. So yeah, I think we rocketed through those 40-some questions that we had waiting, and I think we'll wrap it up. We got all the links. We'll send you out links to everything that we talked about tonight. Any questions? Send you know, a PM to Valerie if you know Valerie, or send me a message, or of course Christopher Grant will be happy to point you to any of those tools we talked about, or if you have any new tools that you're using or new ways to use tactical arbitrage, I'd love to hear about them. We're always looking for better ways to use the tools and finding ways to make life easier. And you know, of course, the more informed you are about tactical arbitrage, the more, the longer you're going to be able to use it, and you're going to be able to grow your business. And that's really in everyone's best interest, is to, you know, I don't want to see anybody leaving tactical arbitrage, because it's really the best tool out there. And if you just don't have time, well, hire a VA. You know, which is something I didn't even mention, but we use a great service. It's called FreeUp with 3 E's. I'll post the link. Go to FreeUp with 2 E's or 3 E's.ShawnMayo.com and create an account with them. They have pre-trained VAs. They're not going to have training in specific software suites, things like tactical arbitrage, but they're going to be able to compare sites to each other, and they're going to be a lot better suited than trying to go hire your own. Most underused feature in tactical arbitrage is the library search. What pricer am I using, and how to keep with updating prices? I think just prices. I currently use Be Cool. What bestseller book URLs are not allowed to run the library search, but okay, I really don't know why are bestseller book URLs not allowed to be run on library search, but are allowed to be run on Amazon Flips. Because the bookseller, okay, so the books, because you can only do regular book searches. The bestsellers are not part of the book searches, so it doesn't, it's not compatible with that. It's just the way that it's formatted. And that's it. We're gonna wrap it up. You'll see an email from me tomorrow. Any questions, please feel free to respond, and we'll see you guys next time. Thanks a lot. Hopefully we'll see you in 2 weeks.